Hello everyone, welcome to Growing Chit Chat. You are not alone. I'm Yuhan. This is the second episode. I'm glad to see you all here again. Last week, I shared with you about the reason why I start my reinvention journey in September this year. One of my goals is to start my food blogging side hustle. So in this episode, I would like to share with you some tips and lessons that I found useful as a beginning food blogger with very little budget. The first one is how to choose the niche. When I decide my niche, I ask my question is, what is my passion? I ask myself what I like, which is food. And when I was little, if I had a school lunch which is really good, I would think about how they cook it and told my mom to make it at home. When I grew up, the way I distress myself is to cook in the kitchen for a whole day long over the weekend. So this is my passion. The reason why I ask this question is because food blogging is a marathon. I have to find a passion, the topic that I won't stop doing it, even there is a lot of obstacle in the future. And I think this is the passion that I have. And I won't give up no matter what happens. However, I do have some concern. After I decide my niche, I think this is quite saturated, isn't it? I Google it. And the good thing I found is there's not too many Taiwanese food recipe in English. On the other side, I have a little bit of concerns that other people from other culture might not be interested in even looking for Taiwanese food recipe. However, I think this is a place I can develop and be a pioneer, isn't it? I just believe myself with no reason so far. I just keep doing it. This is how I find my niche. Another is the time management. I think it is very important to build a routine. I have a full-time job, 9 to 5. It is very important to build a routine step by step so I won't feel overwhelmed. In the very beginning, I ask myself, okay, no matter what happens, I will post one post a week. Slowly, around 2 weeks, I get used to it and I start to look into more things. For example, I have to learn what is SEO. Therefore, there is one day I have to watch some video or search for some article, teach myself what is SEO, etc. Now, I have a routine of publishing posts every week and publishing some social media posts a day. On top of all those sort of stuff, I have building up the routine of having this podcast with all of you guys. One of the important things to build a routine is start from small. You start from a little goal, you admire yourself, and after you have formed a little routine, you can add another thing in and slowly build it up. Every step looks small, but it will become big afterward. There are some obvious challenges when I start as a beginner of the food blogger. Firstly, I think everyone faces whether I'm going to have a website or I just post it on other social media platform. On this issue, I decided to have my own website. The reason is because when I search some video, other blogger that I like, they share their experience, say they always have a very tough time transferring their content from their social media where they created in the very beginning to their own website afterward. To avoid this issue, I directly have my own website. However, there are several famous platforms for you to use. First one is WordPress. Second one is Squarespace. The third one is Wix. I think they are the most popular ones. The reason I choose Squarespace is because I have a discussion with my friend and she told me the learning curve for WordPress is steeper than Squarespace. That's a reason why I choose Squarespace. I don't have too many time to learn how to build the website. So I choose Squarespace, and it turns out it is more user friendly for me. It works pretty well. And because I am just at the beginning stage, I don't really buy a very expensive subscription. I choose the most simple one. In this way, I won't spend that much of money. At the same time, I can have my own website to build up my own content. The second thing is one of the most challenging thing for everyone is SEO. Before I ever have a blog, I never heard SEO before. The reason why I start to be aware of SEO is important is when I look at those YouTube videos sharing about their experience, I realize actually SEO do affect the traffic of your website, and it is one of the most important thing I have to learn. However, it can be very complicated, and an SEO world is full of jargons. Luckily, when I Google Squarespace SEO, I found a very useful plugin called SEO Space. It is a very useful website and plugin because every time after I post my post, I will use SEO Space plugin to scan my post, and it will list out the items that I have to update to increase my SEO. And this website also have another powerful function is the keyword search. Now, every time before I am going to start writing my new post, I will go onto it to search the valuable keyword that is everyone search a lot, but is less competitive. This is a very user-friendly website. The reason is because when they tell me the item that I have to improve in their SEO plugin, they will have a little question mark next to that item. And after I click that question mark, they will bring me to a YouTube video around 4 to 5 minutes to show me what I have to do step by step, and also explain to me about the meaning of that item. This saved me so much time on searching on the internet to know what those jargon means. I think SEO Space is very useful, so I will put the link down in the information box. If you are interested, you can have a look. It is an affiliate marketing link. If you really subscribe it, I will make some commission on it. This is a very powerful tool for me to save me a lot of time. I will keep paying for it every year. The third one for my challenge is to strike the balance between perfectionism and just do it. The reason is because we all know we need to have a good quality content, but we also don't want to let the perfectionism to jeopardizes publishing the post. Therefore, the approach I use these days is if I'm satisfied with the contents that it's 80% good, I will publish it. And I will not make sure that the items that I want to improve in my next post. The reason is because if I always want to make everything perfect, I might spend a lot of time just fixing that little stuff and delay my schedule in starting my next post. It's not like an exam, like high school exam, that we only have one time chance to get into a good uni. We are just an influencer. We have chance every week. This is the way that I try to strike the balance between publishing a good content and publishing content. The fourth one is about video filming. I'm a food blogger. It is important to have a good video. I have to be honest, in the very beginning, I don't film video because I found those SEO stuff, how to use website, and all those information actually make me feel overwhelmed. In the very beginning, my early first few posts, I only took a lot of picture. And for the step that I really need a video, I took some video for like 10 seconds and posted onto it, so I don't need any editing. However, I always realize I need a video. I start to practice how to film video properly and edit the video 2 weeks ago. I already have 2 video posts now. Yay! Because I already formed other routine. This is the new routine I'm forming now. For long video, if you are using MacBook, you can use Imovie because it's free. If you're not using MacBook, you can use CapCut. It is free, and its free version won't put the watermark on your video. It's at the end of your video, which is good because you can actually cut it off. And for short video, I'm not getting there yet. So in the future, if I start to do more short video, I'll share with you guys about the tips that I found it useful. For music, I use Pixabay. I go to Pixabay to download free music, because I try to use GarageBand to create my own. However, I think it's another lesson that I might think about it in the future. I decide to delay it about that part. I directly go to Pixabay to download free music. This is very useful. This is about the video filming. Afterward is about marketing. Actually, my goal in these first 3 months is not driving the traffic or marketing. The reason is because I don't have content yet. My goal at this moment is to build up the content. However, SEO is a kind of way that need time to grow. I still spend time to try out some way to promote my recipe. In the very beginning, I tried to open a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, but I found they are so tiring for me. It's too much. Every week after I already post my food blog post, I already feel exhausted. I found one good thing for me is because I'm doing food blog, Pinterest is actually a good platform for me. I have a routine start from 3 weeks ago to post 1 Pinterest post a day. I found it works pretty well. I think after a few weeks, I might think about make myself having 2 Pinterest posts a day. The reason I use Pinterest is because Pinterest is a platform. People go onto it to look for idea instead of looking for specific function, like how to do something. It's like someone go on there just browsing. I also use Pinterest as a end user as well. Sometimes when I want to go to have a new haircut, I will go onto Pinterest to see whether there is any hairstyle I think that looks nice. Therefore, I use Pinterest as my only current platform that I seriously working on to post Pinterest posts every day. I use Canva free version. I think the free version Canva is already very powerful. However, I am planning to have the paid version of Canva in the future because I can unlock more templates and more function in it. But for the beginner, free version is already very good enough for us. I also want to mention Canva can not only make Pinterest posts, Canva can also let you do like short video and the YouTube thumbnail, which I also use it to create some ending video for my recipe YouTube video. Overall, I would like to share with you some useful tools that I just mentioned. The first one is to make good use of YouTube. The reason is because I found YouTube has so many videos tell you about everything you need as a beginning blogger. Like what is SEO, how to use Canva, How to use iMovie. When I firstly open iMovie, I don't know how to use it at all. I just get onto YouTube and type in how to use iMovie for the beginner. And after I watch 2 or 3 videos, I'm able to use the most basic function of it. The second one is Canva. Canva, as I mentioned just now, the free account is powerful enough for the beginner to create good quality picture or the good quality intro or ending video for our video. The good thing is Canva free version won't put their watermark on their picture, which is very good. The third one is iMovie, which is free if you are using MacBook. However, if you're not using MacBook, I think CapCut is good as well. Another powerful function I know for CapCut is it can make good TikTok video, which iMovie cannot do it. I will looking for CapCut in the future, but not at this stage because I'm not approaching to making short video yet. Another one is I'm a food blogger, so I have to write a lot of words. I subscribe Grammarly. The reason is because English is my second language. I would like to make sure the wording I use, everything is correct. Grammarly is very powerful for it. One little story is if you're also thinking about subscribe Grammarly, you just use it for several weeks because when you use their free account, they will want you to subscribe it. If you haven't subscribed it, they might send you a discount code. I got a 50% discount for the yearly subscription, which I feel I'm so lucky. I also use ChatGPT. Sometimes I feel I cannot express something in a way that I want. I will ask ChatGPT whether there is any other way to express this, which is very useful and powerful. I didn't buy any paid version for ChatGPT. It is also free. The other two that I think that we must pay for it is Squarespace, which is website. If you want to use Wix or WordPress, which is also good. I use Squarespace, but I use the cheapest subscription at this moment because I'm just building content. I don't need that much of other function at this moment. I think I will upgrade it to a more advanced version in the future, but not now. The best one for me is SEO Space subscription. That one really saved me tons of time learning what is SEO. At the same time, I also don't need to buy any other courses about SEO because using that plugin themselves and SEO Space YouTube channel also tell me about those SEO knowledge, which is very powerful. I think it is good for the beginner. Don't spend too much money on subscribing different kind of AI. The reason is because we haven't really know what we really need at this stage. We are still forming our style and our own working routine. I think it is very good to use all these free tool or free subscription. This is the way to help us to know what we really need. For example, I have a feeling I might need to really buy some courses to learn how to make good cooking video in the future, but I'm still not 100% sure about it yet. As a new food blogger, I think mindset and motivation is very important. The very first thing I tell myself is just do it and keep doing it and allow myself to feel frustrated. The reason is because if I don't do it and if I don't do it, I won't know what kind of thing I have to improve. The food blogging is a kind of marathon. I need to be very persistent and consistent. I also tell myself at this stage, I'm not expecting any traffic technically. So I don't look at any analytic records on my website or YouTube channel. Even I tell myself this and I build this kind of mindset. Last Saturday, I actually accidentally read my website analytic and my YouTube channel analytic. I feel sad. I have to be honest. I think that's human nature. However, instead of telling myself you cannot feel sad, I actually allow myself feel frustrated and sad, and I accept my feeling. After I accept my feeling, I just went down to do some fitness workout. Afterward, I filmed my very first episode of Growing Chit Chat to give myself some sense of achievement. After doing all this sort of stuff, I start to do my food blog thing again. The reason I allow myself to feel frustrated is because I think it is very normal on my whole journey of being a food blogger in the future. I think accepting frustration and negative emotion is very important along the way. And I set the goal because I set a goal that is a little bit medium term. For example, I think I want myself in 6 months' time, which is March next year, to be able to have enough content to find someone specialized in marketing to see how to drive traffic to my website. Because if I go to find a marketing person at this stage, there's nothing for them to look at, isn't it? With this goal, I will need to know how many posts that I have to post each week. One post a week is actually a good balance for me between my full-time job and this side hustle. With this kind of medium-term goal, it is good for me to set my daily goal. It's also helped me to not focus on those concerns and negative feeling. The reason is because after I feel sad last week and doing something else to make myself happy, I just need to go back to do the thing that I have to do according to my schedule instead of worrying about that no one is looking at it. So setting a medium-term goal to help you to set your daily goal is very important as well. Another is to believe myself and just keep actioning. I actually give myself 10 seconds a day to worry. I still feel concerned from time to time. I cannot control my brain actually. So how do I deal with it? I just allow myself to worry about it. I worry about what I don't know how I can get people from different culture to be interested in my Taiwanese food recipe. I worry about because people in other food culture, it's pretty normal for them won't be interested in even trying the recipe that from other culture because they even cannot imagine the flavor and taste of the food. I'm worrying about those kind of stuff. Those kind of thoughts will come into my mind, but I spend 10 seconds a day to worry about that. I really let myself just worrying about that for 10 seconds, and afterward, I start to focus on the daily task that I create for myself, which is taking action. I found it quite useful. If you have the same issue about worrying the stuff, I think this is the small tips that you can use as well. And last thing is about combating loneliness. I think we are all small, or like we can even not call ourselves a small blogger. We are just a beginning blogger. No one will really knows us, isn't it? We are just creating the contents ourselves. Even we want to invite someone else or want to join bigger channel, they might not be interested in cooperating with us, isn't it? Originally, I got some idea from the YouTube video saying we can form a mastermind group. I tried to find it online. However, they all takes a lot of money to join it. And as a beginner, I don't think that that's an item that I should spend on at this stage. Instead, I come with an idea of starting this podcast. The reason is because I do believe there is a lot of people like me at a similar stage, have the same feeling. And I would like to use this podcast to create a community for everyone to share their feeling and have conversation with me. And I want me and you won't feel lonely. The key takeaway in this video today will be build a realistic routine for ourselves, especially for who that having their full-time job and having this as a side hustle like me. When building the realistic routine, we all start from small and we keep adding on. The small step is the big step. And the second one is we don't need any reason to believe in ourselves. Everyone can doubt us, only ourselves cannot. As long as we have the passion to the niche that we are doing, we don't need to doubt ourselves. If we are thinking about whether we can get popular in 3 months, in 1 year, or even 2 years, well, maybe it might not happen. But I look at this as a 10 years, 20 years, or even longer career. I don't believe I cannot make it, actually. If I cannot make it, I definitely do something wrong and I don't improve it, isn't it? So we all have to believe ourselves with no reason, that as long as we are persistent and consistent and never give up. The third one I think very important is to allow ourselves to feel negative. It is normal. We will feel negative and they will have a lot of negative emotion along the way as a food blogger, I believe. Instead of suppressing those feelings and explore one day, I think I'm trying to do now is to accept it and find another routine to cope with it. It works pretty well last week. I feel sad, I accept it, I do something that give me some sense of achievement, and then I just go back to focus on the daily task that I assign to myself. And I will see everything slowly build up again. The next one will be make good use of all free tool online. We are so lucky in this time that there is a lot of free YouTube video people share with us how to do the stuff. Maybe they want to sell you some services or they want to sell you some products, but they also share you good knowledge at the same time, isn't it? So make good use of this tool at this early stage to let ourselves to be able to start what we are doing now. We just need to be able to start. We don't need to be perfect. So those free tools and free information will be sufficient for us. With the more experience we have, we know what we need more and what we want. We'll know which section or what type of thing it worth us spending our money. Last one is just publish it and just do it. Instead of wanting to fix something that is like make our video or like our post 1% good, I will just publish it anyway and spend my time to make my next post and next video even better. Thank you for watching my podcast or listen to my podcast again. I'm so glad we share with you all this experience that I have so far. If you are in the similar stage as me, or you are just thinking about going to start your blog, I hope this podcast can motivate you. If you face any challenges or any feeling, please share in the commenting below. I would love to hear your story. Let's keep doing it. You are not alone. See you next time.